Next, we have the exchange. Basically, you're a New York stockbroker and you're trying to make money. This is this game. You want to make the most money. So here you go. You have a rule book. You have your ledger boards. Each player gets one of these. And then I've organized all of these cards already. Basically, each player gets a phase 1, a phase 2, and a phase 3, and each there are different cards in each one. So all of the regular bank, insurance, and bonds, there should be one of each of these, goes in the phase 1 pouch. All of the sell and buy and number cards, so there's a bunch of different numbers on here, all of these go into a phase 2 pouch. And then insurance +1 or insurance -1, and then bonds and banks, all of these go into a phase 3 pouch. And so you organize these for all the different players. Every player gets one of each of these. And then you also pass out founder cards to each of the players. You can just divide it amongst all the players evenly, and then everyone picks one card to keep. So this is the market value board. And then you have these things. Okay, so this one goes on round 1. And then all of these 3 pieces start in the middle at the beginning of the game. And then you have your market forces deck. You just put it, next to the board. So basically, my character Samuel Beebe is very across the board, very even. So I get 5 banks, 5 bonds, 5 insurance, and 250 cash to start out with in the beginning of the game. So I have my ledger board right here. I'm gonna adjust this to 5. 5. 5. Okay, and then we have all this cash money. I'm gonna take 250. Let me note that there is a lobbyist pouch, and they should get the same cards that are in a phase 3 pouch. Okay, so I'll explain why this is why later too. So now I'm going to explain the cycle of play. So at the very beginning, everyone is going to take their phase 1 pouch, and they are going to choose either banks, insurance, or their bonds. And as you play, you'll start to figure out which one you value more. So let's just say I'm pretty across the board. I'm pretty across the board. There's none that I value more than the other necessarily. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick banks. Why not? So once everyone has picked their phase 1, everyone's going to keep it face down until everyone is ready to reveal. Then everyone will reveal at the same time which one that they have picked for phase 1. Then it'll go to phase 2, where everyone will choose how much they're going to buy or sell. So I have 5 across the board. Let's say I want to make some quick cash right now. So let's say I want to sell 4 right now. Okay, I want to sell 4 banks this turn. So I'm gonna make that my phase 2. And then when everyone is selected, everyone reveals at the same time. Now notice for this, you can't tell which number I've picked. All of the other players know is that I am selling some of my bank stocks right now for this turn. Then phase 3 is where things can get very interesting. So this is your market influence, and you are allowed to influence the market through these cards. So let's say, because I am selling, I want banks to be worth more. So if I move this up to 60, I will be selling 4 banks for $60 each instead of $50 each. You want to buy low and sell high. So I want this to go up because I'm selling this round. So I'm going to pick banks +1. And then when everyone is ready, everyone will reveal. Now that that's over, we now go to the Market Forces deck and we flip the top card. So this card says that there's a housing boom and basically bonds will go up +2. So this green tile will go up +2. And then we will calculate all of the players' influence cards as well. So I put banks +1, and I'm not using any of the other players as examples. Let's just pretend that this went down and that this went down. Let's say that that's what happened, okay? So now that that is done, we now calculate how much we buy or sell. So I am selling 4 of my bank stocks because I picked banks. So I'm going to drag this down to 1. So because I sold 4 banks for $70 each, I earn $280 this round. There we go. And that is the end of round 1. We're going to move this up and rinse and repeat until the game is over pretty much. Now you may notice down here, let me just pull this up a little bit. On the bottom right there, it says no lobbyist. Now that we're in round 2, the lobbyist is now available. So who is the lobbyist? Well, the lobbyist goes to whoever has the most cash at the beginning of the round. So obviously I made some quick cash. I'm just going to say that I have the most money. So that means I get the lobbyist this round. And it's basically a second, phase 3 that you get to use. So you get to influence the market twice instead of just one. See how we, reveal our phase 1, then we reveal our phase 2, then we reveal our phase 3, and then I would reveal lobbyist as well. So let's say that I have actually pulled an insurance -2 this round. So this was at 40, 1, 2, and then we calculate everyone's influences. So my insurance has gone down 2 more times. That means 1, 2. Notice that this is only for 5 or 6 players. If you have 4 or less, you can't use the 10 or the 90. You have to stick to the 20 and the 80. But yeah, basically what's happened is that I have gone past the lowest margin here. It pops to the other end. So now I am in big danger because I am now buying 3 insurance for $90 each, and that's bad. And then this is basically the progression of the game. You go all the way to the last round, and then you have your closed market. At the very end of the game, you are allowed to influence the market one more time to calculate your net worth, in which you calculate all the banks, bonds, and insurances and their actual worth on the board, plus the amount of cash that you currently possess. And then whoever has the most money is the winner. Personally, I think that this game is, how would I describe it? The less players there are, the easier it is to predict what's going to happen in the game. And the more players there are, the more chaos is going to happen. Because if you're playing this with 6 people, I imagine that the market board would just be going all over the place, and it would be very tricky to, buy or sell what in the world was going on. We, of course, played with Baby Luigi in this game, and I randomized which security card Luigi picked, how much money he bought or sold, and all of this kinds of stuff. And basically what Baby Luigi decided to do was round 1, he wanted to sell everything immediately. That was his first thing he wanted to do. Sell, sell, sell. He sold all of his banks. He sold all of his bonds. He sold all of his insurance in the first 3 rounds. That's what he wanted to do. He just wanted to have as much money as possible. He was rolling in cash beginning of the game. And that was kind of a dangerous thing for myself and my roommate, because that meant that he had the lobbyist card, and that meant that we had to randomize this too. So basically, he had the most control over the game, and we had no idea what in the world he would possibly go because obviously everything was randomized. So that was fun. I will say that this game has a level of stress in it that the alpha doesn't have. You really have to strategize. You can look at people's boards to see what people are interested in. You can kind of predict what they're going to try to do. I think that this game has a level of strategy that goes a little bit deeper than what the alpha has. And there's a slight level of randomness through the market forces card. Yeah, I would have to say that I think I like this game slightly better than the alpha. I thought I was going to like the alpha more when I just looked at the descriptions of the games. But yeah, I really like this game. And I will definitely be playing this one with my board game group when, you know, things become regular again. If I were to grade this one, I would probably give this one maybe a 7.5, maybe an 8. Remember, these gradings are a little bit up in the air until I play with an actual group of people. But yeah, I would grade this one slightly higher than the alpha, and because I did like this one slightly more.